Yesterday, at the end of our program, Sri Devi Radhika put one question. Why is it important to observe the disappearance days of Vaishnavas? So yesterday I had no time. Today I would like to remember what I heard from Gurudev Vaishnavas and Shastra. In 1999, when Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, one of the prominent disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, disappeared from this world, we were with our Gurudev in Vrindavan. Then that evening, Gurudev in Harikatha, he said in English, one word, one sentence, whatever pure devotee does is for the eternal benefit of all. Gurudev said only this word. Now I will try to explain. Pure devotee, whatever he does for the satisfaction of Krishna. That is the meaning of pure devotee. So as by watering the root of a tree, a whole tree is nourished, or if you give food to the stomach, then whole body is nourished like that. If Krishna is served, satisfied, then everyone is satisfied. There is one example in Mahabharata, when Durvasa Rishi was sent by Duryodhana to disturb Pandavas in the forest. I don't want to tell the whole history. The point was, the Draupadi, she had one pot given to her by sun god, that when she will cook, from that pot, unlimited people can eat that, what she will cook. But when she will take at the last, after that there will be nothing. So Duryodhana told to Durvasa Rishi, you go at that time, after she will already take prasad, because she will ask, anyone hungry or nothing, then she will take. So he was sent that time. So Durvasa came and he asked, we all came with disciples, so you give us some prasad. Then Draupadi was in dilemma, and Durvasa said, we will now take bath here in the river, and after bath we will take prasad. Then Draupadi was in danger because already she took prasad, so nothing is there. How she can cook so quickly, not possible. So she took shelter of Krishna and called him. Then Krishna came immediately because she sincerely called him from the heart. Then Krishna said, I am very hungry, you give me something to eat. Then Draupadi said, there is nothing, I already took prasad and I washed the pot. Then Krishna said, no, there I see you missed some part there, you did not clean fully properly. Some say there was one particle of shak, spinach, some say one particle of rice, but in any way, point is the same. You give me that. Then Krishna took that and he said, Triptosmi, I am satisfied. And because he was satisfied, all those Durvasa Rishi and all his disciples, many disciples, well, they were taking bath, they all felt satisfied, no hunger, nothing. Even air was coming out from, they were burping, like after a meal. They were fully satisfied. Then, fully nourished. Then, they were in dilemma that we cannot go there. We cannot eat anything. Already we are full. So they did not go. So in this way, Krishna saved. So when Krishna is satisfied, all are satisfied. So pure devotee does everything for the satisfaction of Krishna. So even disappearance from this world by pure devotee is act for the satisfaction of Krishna. It is by Krishna's will they have to go, so they, to satisfy him, they go from this world. So it is a part of their lila in this world, pure devotees. So for that reason, it is a holy event, sacred, pure event when pure devotee disappears. And it is also one kind of festival for those who are in Golok Vrindavan. If there was some personal associate of Krishna sent to this world for preaching, he went. Then after he will accomplish his mission, then Krishna will call him back, then he will enter that lila, and all others, they will be very satisfied to receive him. There will be feast, celebration, successful mission, and now he or she came back, either cowherd boy or gopi, like in the case of Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisena Saraswati Thakur, she is Nayan Muni Manjari. So she came on the order of Krishna and Radharani, and when came back, then all are happy. Other Manjaris, they're all happy when coming back. So it is called Mahotsav, festival. And yesterday I was explaining that and another thing, this is Nitya Siddha coming down, but another thing is some conditioned soul by sadhana and getting perfection of sadhana in this life, Sarup Siddhi means he realized fully who he is, then when by the will of Krishna he will be taken from this material body, from this world, to join in the lila, that is also sacred, and they will also be all happy to receive him. So in both cases, it is they are happy, and it is auspicious event. And yesterday already I told, Narottam Thakur sang that song in separation grief from devotees. So that separation grief from devotees, it is on transcendental platform, and in service attitude, that is another kind of bliss. So devotees will feel this separation grief when some other devotee will disappear, and they will feel that viraha, separation. That is why also there is viraha sabha, meeting in separation with all the Vaishnavas, and they will speak about that Vaishnava, his glories, and they will remember him, and by remembering him, they will get that transcendental bliss. We have seen this done by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. When Haridas Thakur disappeared from this world, then Mahaprabhu himself was speaking the glories of Haridas Thakur as if having 5 mouths, means so much. He was all the time speaking the glories, and he was feeling that separation grief. Mercifully, Mahaprabhu's statement is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mercifully, Krishna gave me association of Haridas out of his mercy. Now, by his will, he took him back. So I am here devoid of his association and regretting when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking questions to Raya Ramananda, empowering him, and hearing that answer, Mahaprabhu asked, what is the greatest unhappiness? Then Raya Ramananda said, greatest unhappiness is separation from devotee. Unhappiness, another kind of ecstasy is there, as I explained before. And for certain Vaishnava, then there was a feast. Mahaprabhu himself went to Jagannath temple and was begging for prasad. He said, Haridas Thakur disappeared. I want to offer prasad to all devotees. And they gave. And Mahaprabhu was himself distributing with his own hand, his very big hand, and he was distributing very much. Like for 5 persons, they could, to each he gave the amount enough for 5 persons. So all devotees, they were taking up to neck prasad. That is allowed only on these disappearance days, festivals, but according to capacity also. But Mahaprabhu that time was distributing and singing the glories of Haridas Thakur all the time. Then Mahaprabhu also said, whoever participated here in the disappearance festival of Haridas Thakur, whoever took prasad here, or whoever did kirtan here, or who threw sand in that samadhi hole, all will be rescued, all will get Krishna Prem, surely. Or if only one hears about this festival, everyone. So sacred is this lila. Mahaprabhu himself took the transcendental body of Haridas Thakur on his shoulders and was dancing with him, and he took him to see, and he made bathing ceremony of Haridas Thakur. Then the hole was dug and arati was made, then when put, and some Jagannath cloth and that flag and so many things there Mahaprabhu did to show how sacred this lila of Vaishnava is. So he himself observed it for the satisfaction of Krishna. It is one kind of service to Krishna because serving Vaishnava in this way. So it is very important to observe these days because it is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita before Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami started writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. He made auspicious invocation, means prayer for mercy. There he said, Granter Arambe Kori Mangalacharan Guru Vaishnav Bhagavan Tiner Smaran. Tiner Smaran hoy Bigna Vinashan Anayase hoy Nijo Banchita Puran. Or our Gurudev used to say, Ochirate hoy Nijo Avishta Puran. It means before writing these scriptures, I am making this Mangalacharan, praying for the grace. By mere remembrance of Guru, Vaishnavas and Supreme Lord, all obstacles to one's service of Krishna are removed. And one will get all his devotional desires fulfilled by mere remembrance of Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan. Mahaprabhu was daily hearing the glories of Vaishnavas. And Rupa Sanatana and Goswamis, they daily did 2000 dandavats to Vaishnavas. If they could not meet 2000, then they would remember Vaishnava and say Jai to him and offer dandavat to the ground, thinking I'm offering to that Vaishnava. So it is important. From Vaishnavas we get inspiration to serve Krishna and we get service. So our Gurudev told, every day we have to remember Gurudev Vaishnavas, every day. But especially in a special way on these special days of their appearance or disappearance. They are more merciful on those days. More merciful, and in a special way we should remember them, hear about their glories, speak their glories, and accept their teachings. Hear their teachings by their life and by their precepts, means instructions. We have to And we have to pray for their grace, especially on those days of appearance and disappearance. Both are sacred. That is why our previous Guru, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, when he came to know that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that time he was Bimala Prasad, not yet sannyasi, he was very proficient in astrology, Jyotish. When Jagannath Das Babaji came to know, he told him, he ordered him, you have to make this calendar of Vaishnava appearances and disappearances. You have to calculate and you have to put so that devotees, they can easily follow all those days. And some, these special days, Jagannath Das Babaji himself also revealed, which were not known before, like disappearance appearance of Vishnu Priya Devi on Vasanta Panchami, and some he told. So from that time on, there are many Vaishnavas. We have to remember appearance and disappearance. And for certain Vaishnavas, we don't have their appearance date. Historically, it is not there known. In the case of Haridas Thakur, we don't know when is his appearance day in this world, but we know his disappearance day. So disappearance day we follow, we observe, especially on that day we are hearing about his pastimes in this world, about his teachings, about his disappearance, everything. So in that way we are engaging ourselves in the service of Krishna and feeling separation, grief from him. Or like Raya Ramananda, we don't know when is his appearance day, no information. But we know when is his disappearance day, so we are observing disappearance day. We also don't know about Sarup Damodar Goswami, or maybe it is there, but I know disappearance day is the same day as Ratha Yatra, the disappearance day we know. So in this way, they are very sacred days, these, when they perform this lila of disappearing from this world. Our Gurudev told, out of compassion they appear in this world, and out of compassion they disappear from this world, because they want to show the truth of this, that no one can stay permanently in this world. And another thing is that they are making us eager to go where they went. For that reason also they do this disappearance pastime. If you are feeling relationship with Gurudev or Vaishnavas, and then they disappear, they go to Krishna, Golok Vrindavan, then because you have that relationship, you also want to go there. So in this way they are increasing our eagerness. So there are many these reasons why it is so important, because this is not death. Even for conditioned souls, Gurudev told me once, you are reading Bhagavad Gita, there it is written, Krishna said, the Atma of conditioned soul is eternal, is there. When body dies, Atma does not die, and Atma is the actual person, body is not the person. So then what is the difficulty in understanding that Gurudev is eternal, if even Atma of conditioned soul is eternal? The Gurudev will be non-eternal. That is materialistic thinking. Gurudev, Vaishnavas, they are all eternal. They are eternally in knowledge. Conditioned souls, we may be in ignorance of who I am, who are others, and according to our previous actions result, we have to take birth forcefully in certain species, certain body, certain family. We are forced to reap the fruits of our actions. And when those fruits of actions will finish, according to Bhagavatam, we heard, when those fruits will finish for this body, then no one can stop. Then that soul will have to give up, means will have to leave that body by the will of Krishna. No one can stop that. No one can push. It is according to time, fixed time, based on his previous actions. So for conditioned souls, it is birth and death according to karma forcefully, but even their eternal. Atma is eternal. But for Vaishnavas, for their appearance in this world and their disappearance from this world is not under the influence of karma, force of fruits of their previous, because they have no materialistic actions. They come here, they appear in this world by the will of Krishna to serve him by preaching. They serve him, so they are not forced to take birth. They are sent by Krishna, and when they accomplish their mission, then by the will of Krishna, they go back. And for those who are sadhan-siddhas, they were born by their karma forcefully, but if they achieved perfection in their sadhana, they got Sarup Siddhi, they got realization of their real self fully, then their living this world will not be by force of karma. No, it will be only by the will of Krishna, when he will to satisfy him they are doing, because they already destroyed all their karma. Those who are Nitya Siddhas, they don't have any karma at all. But these Sadhan Siddhas, they destroyed all karma. So they are serving Krishna in this world. We heard Narad Goswami in previous life. He was doing sadhana and Krishna told him, now you are not yet fully pure, so you cannot see me. Again, I just showed you myself to increase your eagerness for me, but now you have to do sadhana. Then when you will fully be purified, then you can see me always. So it happened. Narad was doing bhajan. When the fruits finished, then that is of course his lila also to show for sadhaka. Then he went. Or Gajendra, he was in elephant body, but he fully surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna came and rescued him, and he got spiritual body and went to Vaikuntha. That is not by karma. Dhruva also went all this. So this disappearance is very sacred, purifying event. It is transcendental lila of Vaishnavas for the satisfaction of Krishna. That is why it is very purifying for us. So we should observe it very carefully, because we will receive grace of them if we observe it in this way. To hear about them, to speak about them, to remember them, to know about their teachings, to accept their teachings, to pray for their grace. This we have to do on disappearance day of Vaishnavas, and make a feast for the satisfaction of Krishna, and distribute prasad to devotees. In this way, Mahaprabhu showed how that should be observed. So, this much I could remember. And we are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. I don't know where we finished. Yes, I found. Yesterday we heard, O Lord, persons who, because of their serious attitude, attain the stage of enlightened devotional service, achieve the complete meaning of renunciation and knowledge, and attain the Vaikuntha Loka in the spiritual sky, simply by drinking the nectar of your topics, like Parikit Maharaj, only hearing Harikatha continuously, seriously, with serious attitude. Only by this service he got complete meaning of renunciation and knowledge. Complete knowledge means knowledge of our relationship with Krishna and what we should do in this relationship and what we will attain by that. That is Sambandha Abhidheya. That is complete Gyan, knowledge, and complete renunciation. Proper renunciation means Jukta Vairagya means we see everything as related to Krishna and we should use in his service and be detached only from non-devotional desires. That type of a detachment. Because those who are Gyanis or Mayavadis, they will think these are material things, they are all false. Only that spirit which I am exists. So I want to merge there in that spirit, and they fully reject all these material things as false. But and so they also think Krishna's deity form, Krishna's name, devotees, Tulsi, Bhagavatam, they think all this is material, Maya. Because they don't understand that these things are transcendental, they appear in this world. So they reject this also. So that is not proper renunciation. And they reject material items which can be used in the service of Krishna articles, they also reject. So that is not proper renunciation, it is Falgu Vairagya. Proper Vairagya, Yukta Vairagya means seeing everything in relation to Krishna, engaging everything in his service, and knowing which are transcendental items which appear in this world, like holy name is eternal, transcendental, spiritual, appears in this world, and when it appears, it is not material. When Diti appears in this world, it is not material. When Tulsi is here, is not, when appears, not material. Bhagavatam is not material. Vaishnava is not material. They are all worshipable. They are transcendental, appearing in this world, descending, or avatars. We have to serve. Only detachment for Vaishnavas is only Krishna Pritya Bhogotyak. For the satisfaction of Krishna, they are renouncing selfish enjoyment. That does not mean that they are anything deprived of their happiness by renouncing this. When they engage in the service of Krishna, they get more and permanent happiness. That is only cause of suffering the next moment. So what the Vaishnavas, they renounce or detach is this selfishness. They are only working for the universal interest of all. By serving Krishna, they serve all. Any other activity is selfish. Atmendriya priti bancha tare bolikam. Krishnendriya priti icha dhore prem nam. Before I forgot to tell, if someone will remember Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan, then very easily all his devotional desires will be fulfilled for the service, that is anayase hoy nijo banchita puran. Our Gurudev said, Ochirate hoy nijo avishta puran. Very quickly they will be fulfilled by the grace. So, that I forgot, now I'm telling. And this verse says, Atmendriya priti bancha. Whatever desire is there to satisfy myself, my false self, these senses, that is called lust. It is selfish. If target is my satisfaction, that is lust. This lust has to be given up. And Krishnendriya priti icha, dhore prema. But when target is satisfaction of Krishna's senses, transcendental senses, that is called prema, that is love. And by loving service of Krishna, by that we actually become happy, because that is natural position. But by selfishness, not. So whatever is going on in this world, in the statement of Bhagavatam, whatever is going on in this world in the name of love, it is all lust. There is no love, actual love. Everyone who has false ego, they have false interest, they have selfish interest. Though outwardly they may do like some service to their bodily relations, but there is selfish interest there, because ignorance is there, that false ego is there. Even the parental affection for children and mother in particular, that is most pure, causeless, means only wants the satisfaction of children, but there also those who are experts, they see there is also some self-interest there inside. Only pure love is possible on transcendental platform, but on that transcendental platform there are no these relationships based on ignorance of myself and others. If someone sees I'm man, she's woman, or I'm woman, that is man, or this is my child, that is father, like immediately when we see in this way, it is Maya. There can be no pure love, and it will be temporary, and it is lust, it is for selfish interest. Because when one is on pure transcendental platform in relation with Krishna, actually wants to satisfy him, then he sees all other living entities also as related to Krishna. They are not saying she's my wife, he's my husband, he's my child, he's my daughter, she's my daughter, these are my parents. No, cannot see like that. Impossible. They see in relation to Krishna. So immediately when such conception is there, you can know it is temporary, it is selfish. Only when in loving relation with Krishna, means actual, not imaginary, like Sahajiyas, they will mentally imagine something. No, real. When you will, by devotional practice, by devotional service under the guidance of pure devotee, because pure devotee will give you that service which is for the satisfaction of Krishna. Only he can give that. Krishna can give, or his devotee can give, but we cannot by our own imagination or by the help of other conditioned souls, like we cannot get any service of Krishna. So when one will perform that devotional service under the guidance of Krishna and Guru, Shastra, then when he will purify his heart, then his vision will change. as Bhaktivinoda Thakur he wrote in Sharanagati songbook, before I was in total burden and only disease and anxiety and all this, earning money, these all, and these family members, the burden, so much. But when I Atmanivedan tuva pade kori, hoinu paramasuki, dukho dure gelo, chintana rohilo, chaudike ananda deki, ashoka abhay amrita adar tomar charana dvoy, tahate ekon bishram lobia, charinu bhavero bhoy. When I surrender to Krishna, Atmanivedan tuva pade kori, to the lotus feet of your lotus feet, Krishna, hoinu paramasuki, then I became fully happy, or highest happiness I got. Dukho dure gelo, all miseries they went far away, means totally removed. Dukho dure gelo, chintana rohilo, there is no more worries. If I have some worries, it means I am disconnected from Krishna. That is proof. By the fruit you can know the tree. If fruit is there, tree is apple, tree. If there is no apple, that is not apple. So we can know, by the result we can know whether we are actually doing bhajan or not. Dukho dure gelo chintana rohilo chaudike anand deki. And wherever I see, in all 14 directions, I see only bliss everywhere. Because everything in relation to Krishna, he's saying. So everything is very blissful. And Ashoka Abhoy Tomara Charana Doi. Your lotus feet, your two lotus feet, Ashoka Abhoy, Amrita Adhar, Tomara Charana Doi. They are nectar and they remove all lamentation, all grief, all miseries, all fear. They totally remove by contact with your lotus feet. All that is gone. Tahate ekon bishram lobya. At your lotus feet now, finally I got rest, peace from this worldly existence. All the time pressure, burning, suffering, everything. But now, surrendering to your lotus feet, now I finally I found rest, peace. Tahate ekon bishram lobya, charinu bhavero bhoy. And I gave up all fear of this material existence. Whenever we are in material existence, material consciousness, there is fear, surely. It is attached to it. Only when one is liberated from material conception in the service of Krishna, then it is possible he has no fear. So then in these songs, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur further, he explains this, how after he surrendered to Krishna and got realization, then how he sing, this is not my house, this is Krishna's house. These are not my children, my wife, mine and for me, for my sense enjoyment, no. They're all your servants. That is proper vision. Then you cannot exploit, you cannot enjoy, you cannot disrespect, you cannot harm anyone. Impossible. You cannot exploit. Because you see, they belong to my master, Krishna. He is their owner. He may give their association, he may take, everything is for his pleasure. So there is no exploiting mood, and there is no this vision, my, no. Here we heard some days back those who are in Maya, they think in this way, I and mine, for me, selfishness. So we have to suffer because that is offense. Because of that we have to suffer. We are averse to Krishna. We wanted to separately enjoy something, thinking we'll be happy, but it's just the opposite. So Brahma says, right about turn, our Gurudev used to say that you turn, like you were going that direction, then on that light on the street, red light, and then you have that option, you can make a U-turn. In some places you are not allowed, but in some places you can make a U-turn. That means right about turn, means you are going in this direction. You want to exploit Maya thinking you will be happy. No, right about turn. You give up this mania, wild goose chasing, you can never get. You right about turn, you have to turn towards Krishna, you have to realize you belong to him, everything belongs to him, you have to serve him. Then you can be really happy. So if someone wants to be happy, then he must accept this process from Guru and do that. And he has some things we are to accept, some things we have to reject. Reject, that is also part of serving Krishna. Both is there. Anukulya says sankalpa, pratikulya vibarjan. Something which are favorable we have to accept, certain things we have to give up. We will not be loser, we will be gainer if we can give up those selfish things. And now we also heard before yesterday from Bhagavatam, others who are pacified by means of transcendental realization, transcendental self-realization, and have conquered over the modes of nature by dint of strong power and knowledge, also enter into you, but for them there is much pain, those who do impersonal process, whereas the devotee simply discharges devotional service and thus feels no such pain. There is no trouble in devotional service, because means is already the end. End is satisfaction of Krishna, process is actions to satisfy Krishna. Means is already the end, so there is no that hard austerity as Gyanis and Yogis they have to do. No, very easy. You just have to hear about Krishna, you have to chant about Krishna, you have to remember Krishna, you have to serve his lotus feet, offer prayers, all these things. Take his prasad, fast on Ekadashi. No big deal. Only one day, only 2 days in a month fasting. But if you become a Jnani Yogi, there you will have heavy austerities, long fastings, and this and that, so many things, all difficult. But in devotional practice, no, nothing difficult. Especially in this Kali Yuga, I heard from Gurudev, it became easy. And now I realized when reading the Veda Upanishad, what those sacrifices, how they have to be done with this knowledge and that knowledge, and this mistake should not be done, and he has to be careful, so many things there. But for us, only a direct remembrance of Krishna by chanting his name. With faith, only we have to chant his name, and automatically remembrance of Krishna is coming, and devotion is awakened. tat te vayam loka sisriksha yadya tvaya nu srishtas tribir atma bhisma sarve viyukta svavihara tantram. He muted me, I think by mistake. So I will read again. Tat te vayam loka sisriksha yadya tvaya nu srishtastribir atma bhisma sarve viyukta svavihara tantram na shaknumastat pratiharta vete. O original person, we are therefore but yours only. This is the point. This we have to realize. Although we are your creatures, we are born one after another under the influence of the three modes of nature, and for this reason we are separated in action. Therefore, after the creation, we could not act concertedly for your transcendental pleasure. That is some separate interest under the influence of Maya, not in cooperation with Krishna for his satisfaction. And that is for universal good. So because of our selfishness, we deviated and we ruined ourselves and others all. So we could not act concertedly for your transcendental pleasure. Demigods, they are saying here. Yavad balim te jaharama kale yatha vayam chanam adama yatra yato bhayesham ta ime hiloka balim harantonam adantyanuhah. O unborn one, please enlighten us regarding the ways and means by which we can offer you all enjoyable grains and commodities, so that both we and all other living entities in this world can maintain ourselves without disturbance and can easily accumulate the necessities of life, both for you and for ourselves. See how they nicely expressed. We offer to Krishna and accept his prasad. We live on his prasad. That is natural and happy. But if there is any selfishness, then that is unhappy situation. And as I told some days back, that Krishna is the only enjoyer does not mean that he is only one happy and all others are to suffer. This logic is not here. His enjoyer means we are to serve him, and by that service we become happy and we live on his grace, on his prasad. We honor his prasad. In this way we easily get necessities of life for you and for ourselves by this sacrifice. And that is maintain ourselves without disturbance. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also told in the Sharanagati songs, when I surrendered to you, then everything became easy. I earned money for you as per your desire. How you wanted me to work for you, that I did, and in that relation, then there is no burden and there is no waste of time and no anxiety like this. No, Krishna is the only maintainer. I am to do what he desires, and he's doing, and he's feeling transcendental bliss without disturbance. here demigods, they're saying, you tell us how we can do this so that we can maintain ourselves without disturbance. That is in connection with you. That does not mean like selling incense or these things. Generally, people, they think that is only Krishna conscious job. No, it means what Krishna, when you surrender to him and you only want to serve him, how Krishna wants you to work for him, that thing you should do. Not in the way of form, like selling prasad or selling incense, like that is only devotional. No, that is not the case. That may not be what Krishna desires. It is individual. Those who are sincere to serve Krishna, he will let them know what they have to do by Guru or Vaishnavas. Chaitya Guru, they will reveal. And if really we are only working for him, then there is no disturbance. Bhaktivinoda Thakur shown by his own, he has shown by his own example. So tomorrow we will further here.